If you want people to like you, stop trying so hard to be liked. That sounds strange, but it's the truth. Because the moment you become desperate for approval, people feel it. Your smile becomes a little too forced. Your words become a little too careful. Your energy starts asking for validation instead of creating connection. And that is where most people lose. They think being liked means being impressive, so they try to sound smarter, funnier, more successful, more confident, more interesting than everyone else. But the people we like most are not always the most impressive people in the room. They are the people who make us feel good about being ourselves. That is the real secret. People like you when they feel relaxed around you. People like you when they feel seen around you. People like you when they feel respected around you. People like you when your presence doesn't feel like pressure. And once you understand this, social connection becomes much easier. Number 1, stop entering conversations trying to prove your worth. Most people can sense when someone is trying too hard. They can feel when you're performing. You talk a little too much. You laugh a little too loudly. You rush to show that you're smart. You try to turn every sentence into proof that you matter. But here's the problem. When you are trying to prove your worth, you are not actually connecting. You are auditioning. And nobody feels deeply comfortable around someone who is constantly auditioning. A better way is to enter conversations with calm confidence. Not, I hope they like me. Not, I need to impress them. But, let's see who this person is. That shift changes your energy. You become more present. You listen better. You stop forcing every moment. And here's where it gets interesting. People are more likely to like you when they don't feel like you need something from them. When they don't feel like you're trying to extract approval, attention, or validation, they relax. And when people relax around you, they naturally become more open to you. Number 2, make people feel important without making yourself small. This is a powerful balance. Some people think being likable means becoming overly agreeable, always smiling, always saying yes, always avoiding disagreement, always making the other person comfortable, even at the cost of their own personality. But that doesn't create real respect. It creates a weak version of kindness. Real likability is different. You make people feel important by giving them genuine attention. You remember what they say. You ask about things that matter to them. You notice small details. You let them finish their thoughts. You don't interrupt just to talk about yourself. But you don't erase yourself in the process. You still have opinions. You still have boundaries. You still have a personality. And this changes everything. Because people don't connect with a blank mirror. They connect with a real person who also makes room for them. So don't become invisible just to make someone like you. Be present, be warm, but still be yourself. Number 3, give people the feeling that you understand their world. This is one of the fastest ways to become more likable. People want to feel understood, not judged, not corrected immediately, not analyzed like a problem. Understood. If someone tells you they're stressed, don't instantly say you should do this. If someone shares a frustration, don't immediately turn it into your own story. If someone opens up, don't rush to fix them before they feel heard. Sometimes the most powerful response is simple. That sounds exhausting. I get why that would bother you. That makes sense. You've probably been carrying that for a while. These responses don't try to take over the conversation. They show that you're actually receiving the person. And most people are starving for that. They are surrounded by people who listen just long enough to reply. So when you listen to understand, you stand out. And the deeper truth is this. People often like you more when they like who they become around you. If they feel calmer around you, they associate you with peace. If they feel funnier around you, they associate you with confidence. If they feel understood around you, they associate you with safety. That is how connection forms. Number 4, don't make every interaction about yourself. This mistake is extremely common. Someone tells a story and you immediately tell a bigger story. Someone shares a problem and you instantly explain how you had it worse. Someone talks about a win and you quickly shift attention back to your own success. You may not mean to be selfish. You may just be trying to relate. But if you constantly redirect attention back to yourself, people slowly stop feeling seen. The better move is to stay with their moment a little longer. If they tell you good news, ask how it happened. If they share something hard, ask what that was like for them. If they mention a goal, ask why it matters to them. Let their world exist without immediately replacing it with yours. And here's where it gets interesting. People remember the ones who let them have a moment. Most conversations are full of people competing for attention. So when you are not competing, you feel refreshing. Not weak, not boring, refreshing. Because your presence doesn't demand the spotlight every second. Number 5, be easy to be around, but not fake. There is a difference between being positive and pretending everything is perfect. People don't like fake energy. They may tolerate it. They may smile at it.
If they do
don't
this,
deeply trust
they're
it.
thinking about you,
If you act
but
happy
choosing
all
not to
the
text,
time,
not
agree
because they
with
don't care,
everything,
but because
and
something
hide
inside them
every
is holding
real
them back.
thought,
And the truth
you may
is,
seem pleasant,
missing someone doesn't always
but you
look like
won't
reaching
feel
out.
real.
Sometimes
Being
it looks
likable
like
does not
silence
mean
because people are
becoming a human
complicated. Ego gets
advertisement for
involved,
positivity.
fear gets involved,
It means your
overthinking takes over,
presence
and
doesn't
instead of
make life
texting you,
heavier
they do
than
everything
it
else.
needs to be.
Subtle things,
You can be
quiet
honest
behaviors,
without being
signs that don't
negative.
scream,
You
but
can
whisper.
disagree
And
without
once you notice
becoming
them,
hostile.
you start to realize
You can joke without
they never really left your
humiliating
thoughts,
people.
and you probably
You
never
can
left
talk
theirs
about
either.
problems
Number
without
one,
draining the
they keep
room.
watching your stories
That
immediately.
is
This one feels small,
emotional
but it's not.
And emotional
You post
maturity
something,
is
and within minutes,
attractive in
they've
every
seen it.
kind of
Not once,
relationship.
not occasionally,
Friendship,
but consistently.
dating,
And here's
work,
where it gets interesting.
family,
People don't
social
accidentally
circles.
check someone's story
People
that
like
fast.
being
They
around
were already
those
there,
who can handle
already
reality
scrolling, already
without
looking,
constantly
already thinking
poisoning
about
the
you
atmosphere.
before you even post it.
So be
Think
real.
about it. When you
But
miss
don't
someone,
make your pain
but don't want to
everyone
text,
else's burden.
you look for other ways
Be
to stay
honest.
connected. You
But
check their
don't turn
updates.
honesty
You watch
into
from a
cruelty.
distance. You stay
Be
informed
funny,
without being seen.
but don't make
And most
others
people
the
miss this.
cost of your
They think
humor.
it's just a story
That
view.
balance
No, it's
makes
attention.
people
It's
feel
presence.
safe
It's someone
around
choosing to stay close without crossing the line.
Number 6,
Number 2,
make small
they disappear,
interactions
but never
feel
completely.
personal.
This one is confusing
You
because
don't
they
need
don't talk to
grand
you.
gestures
They don't
to
message
become
you.
more
They don't
likable.
reach out. But somehow,
Often, small
they're still
moments
around,
matter more.
liking something randomly,
Use
reacting
someone's
once,
name
then going
naturally.
quiet again,
Remember
showing up
something
just
they
enough
told you
to remind
before.
you they exist.
Ask
And you've
about a
probably felt
detail
this,
most people
that strange
forgot.
push and pull, like they're
Notice
there,
a
but not
change.
really. But
Give
here's
a
the deeper
specific
truth.
compliment,
When someone misses you,
not
but
fake
won't text,
flattery.
they struggle between
Specific
distance and connection. They want space,
Instead
but
of
not
saying,
complete absence.
"Nice
So they
job,"
hover.
say,
Not close enough
"The
to
way
talk,
you
but
explained
not
that
far
was
enough to
actually
disappear.
really clear."
And this changes everything.
Instead of saying,
Because it's not
"You look
indifference,
good,"
it's
say,
hesitation. Number
"That
3,
color suits you."
they bring you up in indirect
Instead of
ways.
saying,
You might
"Cool,"
not notice it
say,
immediately,
"I
but it
can tell you
happens
put thought
through
into
mutual
that."
friends, through conversation,
Specificity
through small
makes
references that
people
somehow
feel
lead back to
seen.
you. Someone
And when
mentions,
people feel
"Oh yeah,
seen,
they asked about
they
you,"
feel connected.
or your name came up randomly,
people
and it
move through
feels
life feeling
unexpected.
half noticed.
But here's where it gets
So when you
interesting.
notice them
When someone
accurately,
won't text you
it creates
directly,
warmth.
they still find
But
ways to
don't
keep you in their
overdo it.
world.
If
Just
every sentence
indirectly,
becomes a compliment,
because reaching out
it
feels
starts
too
feeling
vulnerable,
fake.
too risky.
The
So
power
instead,
is in
they stay
being
connected through
natural.
safe channels. And
A
most people
small,
miss this.
honest
They think it's
observation
coincidence,
at the
but it's
right
not.
time
People
can
don't
make
randomly
someone
bring up someone
remember
they've moved on
you
from.
more than a
They bring
long
up the ones
speech.
still on their mind.
Number
4,
7,
they revisit old conversations
needing everyone
without
to
continuing
like
them.
you.
This one is subtle
This might be
but
the most
powerful.
important
Maybe they
point.
react to an old message.
The more
Maybe
you
they scroll
need
back
everyone
and
to
like
like
something
you,
from before.
the less
Maybe they reference a
natural you
past moment
become.
but don't build on
You
it.
become
It
afraid
feels
of saying the
incomplete.
wrong thing.
Like they opened a door
Afraid of
but
having
didn't walk through it.
boundaries.
Soren, you're left
Afraid of
wondering,
showing your
why
real
now?
personality.
But here's the truth.
Afraid
When
of
someone
being
misses you, they
misunderstood.
revisit the connection,
So
the
you become
memories,
a
the
softer,
conversations,
safer,
the feelings,
less honest
but they stop
version of
themselves
yourself.
before it becomes real again.
And ironically,
And this changes
that
everything
makes it harder
because it
for
shows
people to
intention.
truly
Without
connect
commitment,
with you.
they're close,
Because
but not
real
close enough.
connection
Number 5,
requires
they show
real
up when you least expect it.
personality.
You're
Not
not thinking
everyone
about
will
them.
like you.
You've moved on,
And that is
at least for the
okay.
moment. And
Some
suddenly,
people won't
they
match
appear.
your humor.
A like,
Some
a
people
reaction,
won't understand
a
your
random
energy.
message that doesn't go
Some
anywhere.
people won't
Just
value
enough
your
to disrupt your
presence.
peace.
Some people
And you've
won't be
probably
your
felt
people.
this.
That
That
doesn't
moment
mean you
where your
failed.
heart reacts
It means
before
you're
your mind
human.
understands.
Once you accept
But here's where it
that,
gets
you
interesting.
stop performing.
When someone misses you,
become
they
more
feel your
relaxed,
absence more when you're not
more
focused on them.
authentic,
When
more
you stop giving
selective.
attention, they start
And that
noticing the
makes the
silence.
right people
So they
like
reach
you
out
more.
just a little.
Because now
not
they're
fully,
not connecting
just
with a
enough
mask.
to feel
They're
connected
connecting with
again.
you.
And most people miss
Now
this.
here's the truth.
They think it's random timing, but it's not.
Making people
It's
like
emotional
you
timing.
is
Number
not
6,
about
they avoid
tricks.
meaningful conversation,
It's
but
not
stay
about
present.
fake
This one
charm.
creates confusion.
It's
Because
not
when they
about
do interact,
manipulating
it's surface level,
conversations.
short replies,
It's not
casual
about
responses,
memorizing
nothing
perfect
deep. But they don't
lines.
disappear either.
It's
They
about
stay.
becoming
And you're
someone
left thinking,
whose presence
if you're here,
feels good
why aren't you
to be
talking?
around.
But here's the deeper psychology.
Someone who listens
When someone misses
without
you,
making
but won't
people
text,
feel
they're
judged.
protecting themselves.
Someone
They
who
don't want to
speaks
reopen
without
something
trying
emotional,
to
so they keep it
dominate.
light,
Someone who
safe,
has warmth
controlled.
without
But their
weakness.
presence, that's the part they can't
Someone
fully
who has
remove. And
confidence
this changes
without
everything
arrogance.
because it's not lack of interest.
Someone who
It's
can
fear
make
of
others
depth.
feel
Number 7,
important
they mirror
without
your behavior
losing
without
themselves.
realizing it. You pull
That
away,
is what what
they pull
people
away.
remember.
You become distant.
They
They
may
become
not
distant.
remember
You show a
every
little
word
attention.
you said,
They respond. It
but
feels
they
like a
will
reflection.
remember
Like
how
whatever you
they
do,
felt
they match it.
around you.
And here's where it gets interesting.
Did they feel
When someone
relaxed?
misses you,
Did they
become
feel
highly aware of
understood?
your energy.
Did
Your
they
actions
feel
become signals.
respected?
So they
Did
adjust
they feel
themselves
more
based
like
on you.
themselves?
Hey, not consciously,
Because that is
subconsciously.
what likability
And most people miss
really
this.
is.
They think it's coincidence,
Not
but it's
forcing
not.
people to approve
It's
of you,
emotional synchronization.
but
They're
creating
connected
a
to you,
space where
even in
connection
silence.
feels easy.
Number 8, they
So
hesitate.
stop chasing
Every time
approval.
things get close again.
Stop performing
This one is
for
powerful.
every room.
You start
Stop
talking again,
trying to be
and
impressive
for a moment,
every second.
it feels normal.
Be present.
Like nothing
Be
changed.
curious.
Am I overthinking?
Be grounded.
Is this real?
Be real.
Do they actually
And let
miss me?
people
Or am I
feel
just
that
hoping they
being
do?
around you
But think about
doesn't
everything you've
require
seen.
them to
The
protect
presence,
themselves.
the timing,
When
the
people
attention,
feel safe,
the hesitation.
seen, and
Individually,
respected
they might
around
not
you,
mean much, but
liking
together,
you becomes
they tell a
natural.
story.